Hey CFB family, I miss you guys. Pat and I are coming at you with our next challenge, which is going to be a mobility-driven challenge for this coming week. I'm going to be putting together some 10 to 15 minute mobility and stretching videos for you guys to follow along with to complete the challenge, and we'll be posting them online. It'll be probably about 5 to 6 videos that will be some upper body focused, and then some chest and back focused, and then some lower body focused. You won't need anything besides your yoga mat and a little bit of space in your house, maybe like a dish towel here and there, or bands if you have them, and we'll have some fun. So feel free to text me or to message me if you have any questions, and follow along, and I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, we're going to start this one. This is going to be a lower body driven one. I do have a dish towel near me for when we do a little bit of hamstring stuff. If you want to grab one, great. If you want to grab a band, if you don't have anything, I'll have options for you too. So sitting on your yoga mat, we're going to start off. We're going to keep our chest nice and high. We're going to put our hands a little bit behind us. Sit really firmly on your hips. You're going to get your feet a little bit wider than your hips to start out with. We're going to do a 90-90 rotation. So what you're going to do is you're going to drop your knees to one side to get those knees 90 degrees, and then you're going to rotate them to the other side for a nice hip opener. That's 1. We're going to do 5 per side for a total of 10. Keeping that chest and that spine nice and high, facing forward. Moving through these and breathing. There we go. Halfway through these. I want you to feel that internal and that external rotation of your hips. That's 7. There we go. All right, we got this 9th, and then on this last one, we're gonna hold on this side. We're gonna face the side wall. I want you to keep your back nice and flat. So right now my shoulders are stacked over my hips, my hands come wider than my knees, and then I'm with a flat back, gonna just ever so slightly drop my chest in order to put a little pressure on that lower hip and really feel the stretch in that glute. And a little bit into that hip flexor and that IT band. We're just gonna hold this for about 10 more seconds. Flat back, you don't have to lean far into this, just a little pressure on that hip. Breathing, breathing, breathing. All right guys, back onto those hips to rotate to that last side. Then we're gonna again face that other wall. Hands walk in front of your leg. Nice flat back, dropping that chest down and holding this one for about 20 seconds. Awesome guys, come on out of that. Facing forward. Next, we're going to do what's called a pretzel. So take one leg, tuck it up under your body, bring that foot up under this upper hip, and wrap the other foot behind the knee into a little pretzel position. You're going to take your arms and you're just going to hug that knee into your chest. If you can keep both hips kind of flat on the ground and pull that knee on in. Do whatever feels comfortable with your hands. We're just gonna sit here with a nice tall spine. We're really gonna feel that hip, IT band, and glute right here. Really focusing on that area of the body right now. Good job guys, you're halfway through this one. Keep breathing. All right, if this doesn't feel challenging enough, what you can do to make this a little more intense is you can wrap around that thigh, and then you can drop the shoulder down towards that hip you're stretching, and put a little more pressure on that lower hip and make it a little more intense. If you feel good where you're at, nice and tall, just stay right there for a few more seconds. There it is. Awesome. All right guys, come on out of that. We're going to switch legs. So that leg that was on top is now underneath. That underneath leg wraps around to the back of your knee. Hug that top knee into your chest. Try to keep those hips nice and flat on the ground if you can. Nice tall spine. And breathe. Good job, guys. Always inhaling and exhaling. Always breathing through your stretches. This is your time to relax. Work hard during the week. I know those challenges have been pushing us all to work out maybe a little more than we're used to. All right, now, if you want more intensity, again, hug that thigh and drop that shoulder down towards that hip. We're gonna hang out here for about 15 more seconds. Feel free to stay nice and upright if you need to. Good job, guys. A few more seconds. All right, guys, come on out of that. Untwist yourself out of your pretzel. We're gonna lay on our backs next. We're gonna get into the hamstrings a little bit. If you want your towel or your band, keep it near you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lay flat on our back. We're gonna focus on that hamstring right now. By doing that, we're gonna stack our knee up over our hip. Grab the back of your leg at the top of that hamstring, not behind the knee, but at the top of that hamstring. Once you get your foot in a 90-degree angle, flex your foot. You're gonna drive your heel into the ceiling, point your toe, and drop it back down. We're gonna do this 4 more times. Flex into the ceiling, point down. 3 more, flex into the ceiling, point down. If you want to tuck that chin to make this flex a little more intense, you can. Point down, flex, ceiling. This is the last one, point down. All right, guys, if you have a towel or a band, just like we've done in class before, get it in the arch of that foot. Go ahead and lie flat. Bring your knee into your chest, and then you're just gonna press that flat foot, driving that heel into the ceiling. We're gonna hang out here for a full minute, so just relax into that. If you want to, and you wanna take a little bit of pressure off occasionally and drop that knee to let the little intensity off of that hamstring, and then press again, you can keep this more of a flowing movement than a static movement. You can bend, and then flex. If you do not have a towel, don't worry about that, or a band. Just kind of put a little pressure where we had our hands before, and then drive that foot on up there. Great job, guys. Almost done with this minute. There you go. A few more seconds. Feeling it in that hamstring. Awesome. Go ahead and relax out of that. Switching legs. We're going to bring that knee up over that hip. Grab at the top of that hamstring. Flex that foot, drive it into the ceiling, point and down. Flex your foot into the ceiling, point and down. Again, you can tuck your chin if you want a little more intensity in this stretch. This is the 3rd one. We're going for 5. Flex, ceiling, point, down, flex, ceiling, point, down. All right, go ahead and relax out of that. Again, one more time. Grabbing that towel or band, wrapping it around the arch of your foot. Bring your knee into your chest and drive into the ceiling with a nice flat foot. Really thinking about that heel pressing into the ceiling. Making sure you're flexing that foot instead of pointing it really gets into your hamstring. Just go ahead and relax here. Again, if you need to relax for a second and then get back into that stretch, you can move through that way if you want. Awesome. Relaxing right there. Keep breathing. Take a little pressure off where you need to. Good job, guys. More than halfway through this one. There you go. I'm gonna relax for a second and then drive it back up. Got about 15 more seconds in this. Awesome. Relax. Drive it up for the last one. Hold it there for a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Go ahead and relax out of that. All right. What we are going to do next is we're going to come up onto our feet. We are going to do a standing fold to a squat. So hips, your feet should be in the position where they would be in your squat. You're gonna drop your chest down for just a full, put your hands on the ground wherever you want to. If you're only touching your fingertips, great. Hands flat, whatever you need to do. We're gonna drop down into a squat, chest nice and high, and then we're gonna stand back up into that fold. We're gonna do this for a total of 10 times. That was 1, moving through this. 2, really feel this in that posterior chain, and then hips open. 3, 4, 5, halfway. 6, 7. Probably stretch a little bit more as you warm up into this. 8, hands are a little flatter on the ground. 9, one more. Down. 10. Great. All right, let's walk it on over. We're going to get into a down dog position. What I want you to do is from your plank, just push down to that down dog just like we always do in class. We're just going to hold this down dog for about 20 seconds. Relaxing into this, feeling that chest push through, feeling it in the backs of your legs, backs of your ankles, hamstrings, calves. All right, a couple more seconds. What I want you to do now is now think of this as total lower body, not so much into your chest, but into the backs of your legs. I want you to walk your hands in just enough till you feel a real intense stretch in your calves. For 5, we're going to bend our knees, and then we're going to drive our heels into the ground. Bend our knees, drive our heels into the ground. That's 2. Bend, drive your heels into the ground for 3. Bend, drive your heels into the ground for 4. One more. Bend, drive your heels into the ground for 5. Hold for just a second. All right, come on out of that. All right, guys, now we're gonna move into our lizard pose, which is just a nice, deep stretch. Kind of think of it like we do our Supermans, or our Spider-Mans as we're in class. Foot goes outside of your hand. Your hands are gonna stay on the inside. You're gonna drop that chest as low as you can. You can push this knee and this foot out as much as you need to. If you're comfortable, go ahead and drop down onto your elbows. There you go. We're gonna hang out lizard for a full minute. You're already a good 10 seconds into this. Beautiful. Good job, guys. Relax into that. Should feel this in that back hip flexor. Should feel this in that front hamstring. That front hip opening up a little bit. Good job, guys. Relaxing. Got about 20 more seconds. If you need to stay upright, but just try to get that chest as close to the ground as possible. You don't have to come down on your forearms if you can. Good job. 10 more seconds. Beautiful. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and switch sides on this. Bring that front leg back and then that back leg forward. Again, hands planted on the inside of the feet. Drive that knee and foot out as far as you need to go. Drop that chest down. If you can drop down to your elbows, drop down to your elbows. If not, that's totally fine. Been doing a lot of practicing mobility, so I was ready for you guys, so I'm all warmed up. There you go, guys. 15 seconds into that, holding for a minute. Really feeling that in my front hamstring. Beautiful. Relax and breathe. About 20 more seconds. Good job. 10 seconds. Take a deep breath. Try to inhale and drop that chest just a little bit lower, really pushing that hip down to the ground, that back hip pushing down to the ground. Good job, guys. All right, go ahead and come out of that lizard. We're gonna switch back to the original foot forward, whichever side that was, left or right. We're gonna go into a nice runner's lunge. So staying nice and high with your hips stacked over your knee, and then you're gonna drop that hip back down to that heel in the back. Chest is nice and high, but your back is flat. You're gonna drop that chest down to your front quad. All of this is really stretching. We're gonna hold here for a minute. Do a minute on the other side, then I'll let you be done. There you go, guys. Breathe in and out. As you exhale, sink a little deeper into that stretch. Should be nice and warm by now. Good job, guys. About 20 more seconds on this side. Awesome. Go ahead and come out of that, switching legs. Other foot goes forward. Stack your hip over your knee. Then go ahead and drop that glute back down to that heel. Walk your hands forward with your flat back and relax into this one. Holding here for a minute. Good job. Anytime the stretch is too intense, if you need to come out of it for a second and just take just a beat, then you could drop back into it. But we're gonna hold for a minute if you can. Don't push your muscles past their limit. Just get to that kind of uncomfortable point and just hang out there. You'll see me shake a lot during these videos. It's totally normal. More seconds, guys, and then we are done. All right, go ahead and come on out of that. All right, guys, thank you for joining me for your first lower body. We'll see you again tomorrow.